CJ Flyer back with another YouTube video. We're going to be predicting the results of the 2024 NBA Cup today. But before we get into it, for anyone that's new here from the Bronny James video, I just got to say I love the comments on that video. It is hilarious. Just want to remind everyone, not just myself, but anyone that's talking about NBA on social media, on YouTube, has their own show. Unless they're a former player, former coach, former management, we're all just a bunch of idiots on the internet sharing our opinion without any kind of experience or justification to it whatsoever outside of our gut feeling and based on what we see on the TV. So I just gotta say, some of these comments, boo this man, boo. There's some good quality comedy in the comment section of this Bronny James video. I'll go ahead and link in the description and have it to click on at the end of this video if you haven't seen it already. But without further ado, let's go ahead talk about the NBA Cup. The first games for the group play begin tonight. We have been predicting the regular season games every single day and comparing my picks to the the sports betting odds. And so far, losing to the betting odds by I think it's like a 3-game differential. Still doing very well with the predictions, but not as good as the betting odds. That being said, obviously things change day to day with injuries to key players and schedules and whatnot. But we are still going to attempt to predict the knockout round finalists and the champion for the NBA Cup this year. Obviously, we know from last year's in-season tournament that the 2 finalists that make it to the NBA Cup championship are not necessarily the best teams in the league, although we did see the Indiana Pacers, the runner-up last year, make it to the conference finals. The Lakers, however, of course, falling a bit short. That being said, it's just fun. We're really early in the season. You got key players that are injured, so the results of these don't necessarily correlate or translate to what the results at the end of the season might be, but it's a little fun thing. I kind of like it. So let's go ahead and start making the predictions. Now, for anyone that's not aware, of course, of how the NBA Cup works, we have the group play, which teams are selected. There's some criteria. I forget where it is. I think it's based on previous seasons' standings or results. But teams are grouped together for the Eastern Conference and Western Conference. They each play each other one time. So, like the Trailblazers will play the Rockets, Timberwolves, Clippers, and Kings 1 game each. The winner of the group play, or whoever has the best record at the end, will be one of the 8 finalists for the knockout rounds, single elimination tournament. And then, of course, because it's an 8-team bracket, there's a wild card slot one from the West and one from the East. So, let's say the Wolves, Thunder, and Nuggets win their respective groups in the West, and then the Suns had the 4th best record amongst the rest of the teams. Then the Suns would be the 4th finalist. That being said, okay, let's get into it. NBA Cup. So, who do I think's gonna win West A? First, actually, you know what? Let's do the East first. Because the East is awful, right? The East is really bad right now. Let's go ahead. I want to pull up the standings here. Let's see what we got. Come on, show the standings. There we go. There's only 2 teams that have a winning record in the East as it currently stands, which makes it all the more exciting. We got the toilet bowl worth of games here for the East groups. Going back to those groups here, the Knicks, the Magic, the Sixers, the Nets, and the Hornets. Now, the Magic, I may have picked to win this a few weeks ago, but with Paolo out, I don't think they got a good chance of winning this thing. The Magic have been, kind of dealing with a rough stretch of games. Yeah, I don't have them winning. The Sixers also dealing with their own issues. Obviously, Embiid will be back at some point during the stretch, but I imagine he will be a little bit rusty, so I'm not expecting a whole lot from the Sixers at the gate, and also Tyrese Maxey's hurt as well. So, I'm not expecting a whole lot from the Sixers. The Nets have been okay. Not too bad. Actually, let's go ahead. Let's look at the Nets. Let's look at the Nets schedule. See who they've beaten so far. Let's go ahead and scroll. Where are we at here? Can we see a schedule? There we go. Nets schedule. They have played. Let's go to week 1. They lost to Atlanta, lost to Orlando. They beat the Bucks. That doesn't really mean anything at the moment. They beat Memphis. Barely lost to the Nuggets. Beat the Bulls. Beat the Memphis Grizzlies again. Just lost by 5 to Cleveland a couple nights ago. Beat a very beat down New Orleans team with all their injuries. So, it's good. They're getting some wins. The Grizzlies, they're no slouch. So, getting 2 wins against the Grizzlies is huge. One on the road, one at home. But all in all, not the best. I'd still take the Knicks over the Nets. Go back to the groups here. I think the Hornets are a sleeper in this. I'm still going to pick the Knicks to win this Group A. But the Hornets are definitely a sleeper team. Do not sleep on the Hornets. I think they could pull out Group A here and get the dub. But we're still picking the Knicks. Just have their Hornets on your radar, okay? That's all I'm saying. Group B, the Bucks are trash. The Pacers, they're doing okay. The Heat, not as okay, but they're doing okay. Raptors are having some okay stretch of games, and the Pistons are, they're the Pistons. I'm probably going to lean towards the Pacers on this one. I'm probably biased because of the regular season standings once again. Let's go ahead and take a look. Obviously, the Pacers are third. The Heat are, they're only half a game back. It's not, or sorry, not half a game. Yes, half a game back. It's not like they're that far back. The Pacers got that in-season tournament experience. We'll pick the Pacers to win Group B. Group C, this is the tough group because it's got both the Celtics and the Cavs. Honestly, I don't know if I can really choose between the Celtics and the Cavs here as far as who's going to win Group C. We'll pick the Celtics. Celtics will hand the Cavs their first loss of the season. And then, of course, for the wild card team, I got to pick the Cavs. You look at the rest of this group, it's the Bulls, Hawks, and Wizards. I mean, you can't tell me the Cavs aren't going to beat all 3 of these teams. Celtics aren't going to beat all 3 of these teams. So, I think, quite frankly, it's going to be Knicks, Pacers, Celtics, Cavs, possibly the Hornets instead of the Knicks, but we'll see. West, let's go ahead and talk about them. We got the Timberwolves, the Clippers, the Kings, the Rockets, the Trailblazers. Timberwolves, of course, I still think highly of them. Clippers, not so much. They've gotten some wins, but to be honest, I don't feel like the wins are that impressive. The Rockets are low-key kind of good. I'm leaning towards either Timberwolves or Rockets, and I'm going to take the Timberwolves on Group A. Group B, Suns. They have Kevin Durant's out. Thunder, you got Chet Holmgren out. Lakers, you got your minor injury issues there. You got Utah, and you got San Antonio. Thunder, although Chet's out, obviously they still have a very deep roster. I'm leaning towards taking the Thunder on this one. Group C, Denver Nuggets, Dallas Mavericks, New Orleans Pelicans, Golden State Warriors, Memphis Grizzlies. This low-key, actually it's not even really low-key. This is probably the toughest group to play in the West. Nuggets are no slouch team. Mavs, even with a couple key injuries, they're a good team. Pelicans, okay, they're the weak link in this group. Golden State Warriors, obviously they've been going on a tear recently. Steph Curry's back from injury. Memphis Grizzlies, even with Ja Morant out, I still think they're a tough team. So this will be the hardest group to win. And although the Dallas Mavericks are my favorite team, I do not have them winning this group. They're dealing with too many issues right now, especially with injuries to key players like Derek Lively, who reportedly may be back tonight, if not later this week. But that being said, still got PJ Washington out, Maxi Kleber out. The Mavs are dealing with a lot right now. Luka's still playing through injury quite clearly. based on his movement speed. So I will be taking, man, this is tough. I'm probably going to go ahead and take the Warriors in Group C. And then for the wild card, it's where things get a little tough here. Obviously, the Kings are good too. The wild card team, I think, will go ahead. Whew, man, it's tough. I want to take, like, if you just look at all these teams collectively, I'd probably say, oh, the Nuggets are the fourth best, with the injury issues going on right now. Or I'd say, oh, the I don't know, the Suns. But quite frankly, it's hard to take the Nuggets when they're in such a tough group. So with that in mind, and with the Suns having the Kevin Durant injury, with the Lakers, I believe Anthony Davis been day-to-day a couple times. Is it wrong to say I think I'm going to take the Houston Rockets here? Hold on. Let's make sure the Rockets don't have anyone on the injury report that I'm forgetting about. Fred VanVleet day-to-day. That's it. Yeah, I'm going to take the Rockets as the wild card team in the West. I know that sounds kind of ridiculous, but again, Suns got Durant out. Lakers, hold on, let's check the Lakers injury report. Maybe I'm just speaking gibberish here. No, yeah, Anthony Davis is still day-to-day. Christian Wood being out, that doesn't really affect things. Jared Vanderbilt's still out. D'Lo's been pretty bad recently and getting benched by J.J. Redick at times. Yeah, I'm definitely not going to be taking the Lakers as the wild card team here. We're going to be taking the Houston Rockets as the wild card team. Obviously, they got to beat the Sacramento Kings to make it to that point, but I could see it happening. I could definitely see it happening with that Houston Rockets team. And again, it's not me saying I think the Houston Rockets are better than the Nuggets or better than the Mavs or better than the Grizzlies, but it's really just because Group C is so tough. I think it's really hard to definitively say that the second best team in Group C is going to get the wild card slot. So we're taking the Rockets. Now, if Durant wasn't injured, I'd probably take the Suns. But with Durant being out, I think we got to go Rockets here. So that's my picks. Again, sleeper team in the East, the Hornets, watch out for them. I think they could run away with Group A without anyone looking. And then as far as the West, my sleeper team, I probably would have to go with someone in Group C. Maybe, is it weird to say the Mavs are a sleeper team? I don't actually believe that, but I mean they got as good a chance as anyone in this group outside of New Orleans. Honestly, any one of the four teams that's not New Orleans could win Group C. But yeah, I guess sleeper team would be Denver then. So that being said, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Oh yeah, we gotta choose the actual winners. So with the four teams in the East, between Knicks, Pacers, Celtics, Cavs, because it's regular season and because I kind of want to take, I don't know, I think recency bias is really hitting me hard here that I would take the Cavs, but I'm going to take the Cavs. I'm going to take the Cavs out of the East, and then for the West, I'm going to take the Timberwolves. I know that all sounds ridiculous, but again, this is not indicative. Someone correct me in the comments. How do you pronounce that word? This does not indicate who the best teams in the league are right now. This is kind of just teams that could be good at the end of the season, and also, a lot of the regular season injuries and whatnot kind of play into this. But I like the Timberwolves in this competitive atmosphere. And then for the East, the Cavs have been on a tear. So we'll go Cavs versus Timberwolves, NBA Cup, championship, and with the winner being the Cavs. We're going to take the Cavs to win this thing. The undefeated Cavs. That's got to be the most biased pick at the moment due to recency bias. That, I'll just take the undefeated team to win this thing. When in reality, the undefeated team could lose some steam here in the next couple weeks. We'll just have to see. But I'll take the Cavs over the Timberwolves for the NBA Cup championship. Let me know in the comments down below who your picks are. And let's go ahead, and before we end this video, we're going to go ahead and once again, we're going to be picking the regular season games for today, which of course are all NBA Cup games. Right now, here's the tally. I guess you can't see the FanDuel score, but well, you can see part of it. Right now, FanDuel has 101 out of the 156 games picked correctly, and I have 98 out of the 156 picked correctly. So a little bit behind, but nonetheless still doing pretty good. The percentages are looking nice. Tonight, Hawks and Celtics. We're taking the Celtics, Heat, Pistons. Is it bad to say I'll take the Pistons at home? But no, honestly, we'll take the Heat. Hornets, Magic. We're going to take the Hornets. Knicks, Sixers. I'm going to take the Knicks on the road. Raptors and Bucks. Goodness, this is a who knows? this one's tough. Man. I'm taking the Raptors. I'm sorry, I got to keep betting against the Bucks at this point. Damian Lillard was in concussion protocol. Does that mean he's out tonight? I actually don't know. Suns and Jazz. I'd still take the Suns to win this one. Mavs, Warriors. I'm taking Warriors. I've already talked about Mavs. I talked about them yesterday. They're going to end up with a losing record in the next couple games. People are going to start underrating them, and I'm totally fine with that. I'd rather be underrated, have my favorite team be underrated than overrated. Timberwolves and Blazers, we're taking the Timberwolves. Let's go ahead now, compare to the FanDuel Sportsbook betting odds. Again, I'm not partnered or affiliated with them. I'm not promoting or encouraging you to use them. If you do sports betting or gambling, do it responsibly. I'm just doing this to share my opinion and have a track record of it, and it's fun to compare. Fun to compare with the betting odds, and what else am I going to compare it with, right? So Boston's favored, Miami's favored, or Orlando's favored by 8.5? That seems like way too big of a margin. Is there an injury for the Hornets right now that I'm not aware of? Hold on. We got to check this out. Cody Martin day-to-day, Trey Mann day-to-day. Not really. Not really at all. Why? Wow. I'm kind of surprised it's that big of a spread. The Knicks favored against Philly. The Bucks favored by 8.5. Is there an injury to the Raptors that I'm not aware of that would make me change my mind here? They do have... Oh, gosh, Scotty Barnes is out. That's kind of a big deal. You know what? Because it's the Milwaukee Bucks, I'm still going with the Raptors. Phoenix Suns favored to win, and then Golden State. Only 2.5? Golden State could win by like 10 tonight. I'm not even kidding. Golden State could win by double digits tonight, but we'll see. Let me know what you think in the comments down below, and click one of the videos on your screen right now for some more NBA discussion.